Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mark, and we're back here for the daily recap. It is Tuesday. So, this morning started, we had a pretty big gap up, surprising based on how we closed yesterday, but that's sort of how the market is reacting. It's keeping, at least intraday traders a little bit off balance, with that pullback, and, we were continuing to be at oversold conditions. We're now continuing to work it off. As I was saying, I thought 208 was the level we'd probably get some resistance. We're basically through there, and we could get to 210 in the near term, depending. We did break a little bit of an ascending channel, and you can just see that right here as my arrow goes down. So overall, it was a good day. We gapped up, like I said, almost 100 on the indices, and we kept adding to those gains. Overall, all three indices were up about 1.25%. So overall good. Yesterday, which I wasn't aware of, we had the biggest volume day of the year, which again, maybe it's a telltale sign. We should have known that. I did not know that. But there was obviously buying going on across the board. I think notables, you could just start off with the big boy, Amazon. It's taken the mantle, I think, from everybody at this point in time. It's at all-time highs above 700. It gapped up to almost 695-ish this morning. Gave you a little bit intraday. Really more towards the end of the day was the move. It's now above 700, and I don't know if there's going to be a lot looking back. I was surprised because I said on my call yesterday, based on how it closed, I would expect some digestion, a little bit of sideways action, not necessarily down, but didn't do that. Gapped up. So if you had it overnight, congrats. Beautiful follow through for that one. And, it's going to get a little extended at this point in time, but overall, it's still long on any pullback. Just keep on watching on a shorter time basis. Google had a nice move again. Basically had a beautiful move from the 710 level. Now it's almost over its another key moving average, the 21-day, which is key. And, I would expect some digestion, but I said that again. It could get right back to its 8-day and then find it there, which is about almost 750-ish, 747. Nice move. I wouldn't be chasing it on any time frame, at least right now, but it's definitely recovering across the board. You had some biotechs that were notables. You had AGN had news, had good earnings, gapped up, didn't really do a whole lot, but had a very nice move. And it looks like a little bit more digestion. Looks like this is going to try to find some levels to really propel itself higher. But again, biotech still is lagging, and we know that, and you just have to be cognizant of and aware that it is still a lagging sector compared to some of these others. We also had the banks today, which again, the banks, I was in JP Morgan overnight. They've been bad for, probably a better part of a week. But I think there was some heavy buying in Goldman Sachs, which I was not involved with. But JP Morgan looked good, gapped up a little bit and kept going, and you probably have some more room left, at least maybe to the I can't tell what moving average this is, but it looks like it's going to go a little higher at this point in time. Maybe a little digestion here and there, but the banks had the relief rally. See what they can do. Let it prove it to us that they actually are going to do something worthwhile. I know Facebook didn't do a whole lot today. At the end of the day, it did have a move. It looks like it wants to make a new high tomorrow on Friday, or tomorrow, Wednesday, if we do have a gap up a little bit. I think could take, Amazon could take a break, Google could take a break, maybe Facebook takes the mantle, and maybe BABA takes the mantle, because BABA really hasn't done a whole lot, but it's setting up for higher prices. It's just a matter of when, and you really have to be patient because it is molasses. That's really the key for this market. We are in a slow tape midday. A lot of the positioning happens overnight, and that's really where we're at. If you're positioning the right stuff, you're in good shape. It's so it seems. And if you're not, you're really just chasing your tail a little bit. But that's been the tape we're in. You can't get too frustrated with it. At some point, we'll get back to where intraday you get a little bit more action. Right now, not a whole lot. We just got to embrace that and respect that action across the board. Like I said, biotech, the IBB, had a little follow through. Could try to recover here. Might just a little back and forth, but on pullbacks, I think I would be buying this this sector across the board, but I think you just got to be a little bit more price sensitive than maybe others because it is not on an uptrending. It's not up, it's not on any sort of uptrend compared to some of the high betas and compared to some of the other stocks out there across the board. Oil also had a rally, which I think helped this tape a little bit. We keep holding that 43 level, which I think below there you might get some selling. We're not there yet, so respect the trend. The trend is telling us we're going to stay within this range for the time being, 46, 47, come back in 43. That's where we're at, and we'll go from there. Overall, guys, it's an interesting market, interesting tape, but there is not a lot for us to do intraday. You got to stick with your style. I think that's the key. I know we were having a conversation on the chat room today about it. Know your methodology. That is the key. If you don't have one, I think you're probably going to be running in place and turning yourself around. Know your methodology. Know your holding time. Know what you're looking for out of your ideas. Know your share size. These are all factors that help make you a profitable trader across the board. And if it's not working for you, maybe you got to tweak or adjust what your trading style is. It always happens. That continuous happens in a career. It's happened to me so many times that it's too many to count. But I think we're in this tape where less is a little bit more. Holding times, in my opinion, probably are a lot longer than they have been if you like your ideas. But really, you're trading not a trending market. You're trading at basically a range-bound market for the time being. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Hopefully you had a good day. I will see you all tomorrow.